Divorce is often portrayed as a new beginning, a chance to finally rest, reflect, or live without pressure. But what if I told you that the moment you believe life should slow down, reality is already waiting, and it doesn't forgive delay? Many divorced women assume they can step away from work and still maintain stability, but life is relentless. It demands action, not comfort. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover why financial independence, personal resilience, and timing are not just choices after divorce. They are survival tools that determine whether you thrive or merely exist. Financial independence is the foundation upon which personal stability is built, and for divorced women, it is an inescapable necessity rather than a choice. Many enter divorce carrying the expectation that support from alimony, family, or past savings will provide a sufficient buffer against the pressures of daily life, creating an illusion of security that is fragile at best. Reality, however, is far less forgiving. Rent continues to demand payment on schedule, utility bills accumulate regardless of circumstance, and the cost of basic living escalates without pause. The absence of a steady personal income creates an invisible vulnerability, a sense of dependence that can undermine confidence and limit autonomy. Work, therefore, is not merely a source of money. It is a structural necessity that transforms survival into a controllable, self-directed experience. Without it, women often find themselves negotiating life from a position of constraint, their options narrowed, their decisions moderated by the limitations of external support, and their sense of agency subtly eroded. The psychological dimension of financial independence is equally critical. Earning an income provides more than the ability to pay bills. It offers a tangible measure of competence and self-sufficiency. In moments of doubt or societal pressure, the knowledge that one is capable of generating stability independently becomes a cornerstone of resilience. This is particularly acute for women who have undergone the disorientation of divorce, where identity and personal worth can feel fragmented. Financial autonomy reinforces self-trust and cultivates the confidence to navigate not only immediate challenges but long-term uncertainties. It shifts the perception of vulnerability into one of capability, signaling to both the individual and the broader world that survival and stability are under their control. Moreover, entering or maintaining the workforce after divorce allows for the development of strategic foresight. It creates opportunities to plan for future contingencies, invest in skill development, and gradually build a buffer against unforeseen financial shocks. The act of working becomes both symbolic and practical. It is a declaration of independence, an assertion that one's life is governed by choices and actions rather than circumstance. Avoiding this necessity may offer temporary comfort or psychological relief, but it ultimately results in delayed empowerment and increased exposure to risk. Work in this sense is both the vehicle and the proof of self-reliance, a tangible instrument that transforms the vulnerability of dependence into the security of autonomy, creating a life that is actively shaped rather than passively endured. Work serves not only as a financial necessity, but as a profound instrument for shaping identity and maintaining psychological resilience. For divorced women, the absence of professional engagement can create a subtle erosion of self-worth and purpose that often goes unnoticed until it manifests in feelings of stagnation or invisibility. Employment, whether part-time, full-time, or entrepreneurial, functions as a structured arena where competence is tested, skills are refined, and personal agency is affirmed. It is through the act of contributing, performing, and navigating challenges that individuals reclaim a sense of control over their lives countering the disorientation and emotional turbulence that often accompanies separation. The psychological feedback loop provided by work is critical. Being recognized for one's output, respected for one's judgment, and engaged in problem solving reinforces internal narratives of capability and self-sufficiency. Without this engagement, divorced women risk entering a state where self-perception is defined primarily by what they have lost rather than what they can achieve. The social dimension of work further amplifies its significance. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and isolation, whether intentional or circumstantial, can intensify feelings of inadequacy or irrelevance. By participating in the workforce, divorced women maintain regular interaction with diverse perspectives, navigate collaborative challenges, and encounter environments that demand adaptability and strategic thinking. These interactions foster cognitive resilience, emotional intelligence, and the capacity to manage conflict and ambiguity skills that are transferable across all areas of life. Professional engagement, therefore, is not just about skill retention or career advancement. It is about preserving the mental and emotional faculties that underpin long-term stability. Work creates a rhythm, a framework that anchors the individual amidst the unpredictability of personal upheaval, offering structure and purpose when external circumstances may feel chaotic or destabilizing. Moreover, work cultivates a sense of future-oriented agency. Each task completed, each milestone achieved, reinforces the belief that life can be actively shaped rather than passively endured. For divorced women, this proactive stance is particularly empowering, as it shifts focus from past losses to present capability and future potential. The professional environment becomes a mirror in which competence, resilience, and adaptability are reflected back, offering not only validation but motivation to continue rebuilding and expanding personal horizons. Engagement in meaningful work transforms isolation and uncertainty into a dynamic process of self-reconstruction, where psychological strength is both exercised and demonstrated in tangible ways, creating a foundation of stability and confidence that extends far beyond the confines of workplace itself. Timing is one of the most underestimated factors in the journey of rebuilding life after divorce, and the longer the delay in re-engaging with work, the steeper the climb becomes. Divorced women who postpone entering the workforce often do so with the belief that healing, reflection, or personal comfort should take precedence. Yet the world outside does not pause for emotional recovery. Skills that were once current begin to atrophy, professional networks become dormant, and opportunities that required timely action may vanish entirely. This gap between expectation and reality creates a compounding effect. The longer one waits, the greater the challenge of re-establishing competence and relevance. The initial hesitation, often framed as a choice or a temporary reprieve, gradually transforms into structural barriers that make the re-entry into professional life more intimidating, stressful, and uncertain. The cost of delay is not abstract. It manifests in limited options, reduced bargaining power, and a subtle erosion of confidence that can influence decision-making across every facet of life. The psychological implications of postponing work are profound. Human resilience is built not only through overcoming adversity, but also through consistent engagement with environments that demand adaptation, problem solving, and accountability. By delaying professional activity, divorced women may inadvertently limit opportunities to reinforce their own agency. The sense of capability, the validation that comes from accomplishing tasks, meeting deadlines, and navigating workplace challenges, diminishes over time. Confidence, once challenged and tested, grows weaker when it is left unexercised. Meanwhile, life continues to impose demands that are indifferent to personal timelines. Financial pressures, societal expectations, and the unrelenting passage of time create a backdrop against which delayed action is increasingly penalized. Early engagement in work, even in modest or incremental forms, mitigates these risks and establishes momentum. It allows skills to remain sharp, networks to stay active, and adaptability to continue developing. Entering the workforce proactively becomes both a strategic and psychological advantage, reinforcing the belief that life can be shaped through intentional effort. Each small success compounds, building competence, credibility, and independence. In contrast, waiting too long can create a sense of stagnation, where capability exists but opportunities to demonstrate it have narrowed, creating frustration and unnecessary struggle. Timing, therefore, is not merely about career planning. It is a mechanism for safeguarding autonomy, sustaining resilience, and asserting control over one's trajectory in a world that is constantly moving forward. Early, deliberate engagement ensures that divorced women meet reality with preparation, capacity, and confidence rather than being forced to catch up under pressure, transforming a potential vulnerability into a platform for renewed strength and independence. The truth is harsh but liberating. Life does not pause for comfort or expectation. Divorced women who embrace work, even when it feels inconvenient or challenging, reclaim not just income but identity, independence, and control. Waiting too long isn't neutral, it costs skills, confidence, and opportunities. Facing reality head on, stepping into responsibility, and engaging with the world are not punishments, they are declarations. Every action you take becomes proof that you are not defined by your past, your losses, or your circumstances. You are defined by your choices, and the time to start is now.